Hi everyone, welcome to Low Luxury, the channel where I show you what real luxury clothing looks like. Today, we've got Nike Off-White Dunk Lows, and we're gonna look at what the real thing looks like so that you don't have to worry. And the interesting thing about this is that I actually haven't seen any fake pairs of these yet. I'm sure they're coming, and they're probably already out there for all I know, but usually I could show you here's what the real thing looks like, and here's what fakes I've seen look like. This one, we're just gonna be showing you what the real thing looks like, and I might have a couple of guesses of things that you can look out for potential fakes. Let's take a look. So first things first, let's take a look at the box. It is very shiny silver all the way around. You can kind of see the light playing off it there. So that's a big giveaway. We've got Nike on one of the lips right here. I don't believe it is not on the other one. Sort of big registered mark right there. And then the sticker, we've got Nike Dunk Low LTHR/OW Off-White. And then you've got your size and everything. Suggested retail is on there. USD 170, got the model number, made in China. These are made in China. They're not Italy, Portugal, any of those other sort of typical luxury clothing making countries. So we open it up, and the first thing we see is off-white paper. We take a look at the monogram on the paper. It's sort of a deep yellow, I would say, and you've got the off-white monogram, red with the circles. It says 2020 M.FW, lowercase w, off-white trademark. Look at the spacing there, it's very tight. Got the 4 symbols, Y 2013. And that's all over. It's a very long piece of paper. Covers the whole bottom of the box. And we open it up. And we've got our shoes. But before we get to the shoes, let's take a look at the inside of the box, because there is one thing of note here, and that is right there. We've got a number 19NNHOW 18_330 by 225 by 115. I haven't seen any fakes yet, but I have a feeling that that might be something that they will miss or will mess up in some way. So keep an eye out for that. So now, let's get to the shoe. And here we have it. So, I've got the pine green colorway, and we can take a look. We can see we've got the classic sort of print there. Off-white for Nike. Nike Dunk Low, Beaverton, Oregon, USA, copyright 1985. And you've got the classic off-white extra laces on there, the orange laces. And these right here have a bit of give to them, a bit of stretch. You can kind of pull on them, you can see right there. You can see it's kind of giving you a bit of give. So if you get a pair and they don't have that, something to definitely question. You can look at the rivets right here. On the green, that rivet is green. White, it's white. White, it's white. Green, it's green again. That's another thing to look out for. And if you take a look at the sole, this is one thing I was looking at. You can see how it kind of has an indentation right here on the middle of the sole. It comes out right there, and again, right there. You can see that. On the heel, we've got Nike, and then we've got 1, 2, 3 stitch lines on the back on the white, and then 2 stitch lines on the back, one going along there, and these are kind of longer stitches right there. Looking at the sole, it's pretty straightforward. Got your Nike right there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 sort of pie slices into a circle that come to a point right there. And then coming out from the circle up top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 up here. And this last one is a bit different. It kind of goes into a little divot right there, and then into the edge of the sole, which is textured right there, as you can see. Looking at the laces, they do have the classic off-white shoelaces detail both on the orange and on the green. So that's something to pay attention to. At the end of the orange laces, big, long green right there. It's very long. Maybe what is that, an inch or an inch and a half right there. So that's definitely something I would look out for. But one thing that I will say is that these were factory made, right? So they are not 100% perfect. Right here, where it meets, it's a little rough. And that's something that I wasn't necessarily expecting, but I'm not surprised by. So if you get a pair, don't immediately freak out if you see a couple of details that aren't quite perfect, because, you know, it is a factory-made in China shoe. It's not going to be 100% perfect. Now, if you look at the tongue, you've got a little tab in there. There is space in there that you can see. And you've got Nike in a sort of cursive font with the registered mark and an orange swoosh that goes underneath it. And that does look like it's stitched in there. And then a really interesting thing about the tongue, if I turn this around, is that this isn't finished. Right here, that's just foam. So it almost can come apart a little bit. It's stitched in, but you can see that. So that's definitely something interesting that I'm not sure if the fakes will pick up on or not, but it's definitely something to look out for, and it's honestly a cool detail. And then if we look underneath, we've got Nike sport shoes are manufactured to the exact specifications. Ooh. This is very interesting. So there is a misprint on here, and I have the receipt. I bought this directly from Nike, so I know this is real. And this is really interesting. I did not notice this until now. Nike sport shoes are manufactured to the exact specifications. They're missing an N in that word. That is so interesting. Of champion athletes throughout the world, the Nike name and swoosh stripe are your, and they're kind of missing a space right there, guarantee of quality. Made in China, Fabrique en Chine. So, a lot of really interesting details there. I would say if that's intentional, which knowing Virgil, he definitely has a lot of little things that he throws out at you, definitely something to keep an eye on to see if the fakes keep up with it. Now, looking right here at the edge of the toe, we've got a little bit of a sort of pattern coming out. One straight line down there of dots, 2 little dots on each side, 3, and then 5. Ooh, a little dot right there and right there. So they're not even. So if you can see that, that's definitely going to be a giveaway in the future. That is how they're supposed to look right there. Finally, getting inside the shoe, we have our sticker, men's size 11, and then on the insole, you also have the off-white monogram covered up by a Nike swoosh going in. And then we've got our size tag, which is kind of heat pressed on the inside there. QR code in there, and a bunch of other sizing information and stuff like that. So that's definitely something to keep an eye out, especially this one is heat pressed on. It's kind of got a little bit of give to it, as you can see in the middle. It's just kind of pressed on the sides, but not in the middle. So definitely something to keep an eye out for. Of course, it wouldn't be an off-white shoe without our tag. In this case, it is literally an off-white tag. It is not colored. And you can see we've got off-white, trademark, CO Nike, copyright 2017, zip tie, in quotation marks. Nothing on the back here. The back is a little bit more of a matte finish, whereas the front with the print is much smoother and shinier. So that's definitely something interesting. Lastly, if you do happen to get a new pair, I focus more on resale where you probably wouldn't be seeing this, but if you are looking out for a new pair, it's just blank on one side, simple paper, made in China, Fabrique en Chine, Hecho en China. So that is the Nike X Off-White Dunk Low in Pine Green. That is what the real thing looks like. If you have any other questions, any other thoughts on what the real thing has that fakes don't, that you want to let me know about, that I can put in there in the comments, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.